Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Relationship Addiction Stories. My name is Patrick, and today we have a story where this wife having an affair with a co-worker of her husband. This woman is an incredible liar, and she passed the polygraph test. Let's see what happens next. Any chance for a successful marriage if the wayward continues to deny the proven affair? My wife, 44 years old, is my first and only love. We've been together 25 years and married for 19. We have 2 incredible children. I'm a highly educated, financially successful 44 years old. I'm fit, social, secure, and able to retire. Unfortunately, my career success came with working 80-plus-hour weeks and extensive travel away from home over the past 20 years. This clearly contributed to reasons for the affair. Since D-Day, 10 weeks, I'm devastated personally and depressed for the first time in my life. I still cry every day and can't focus on work. I'm neglecting my companies. In the past, I never discussed my feelings with anyone. However, I've joined a men's support group, which has been excellent. I'm reading about this topic extensively and have a few close friends that I can lean on. I'm hitting the gym. We also began marriage counseling. My wayward wife has fearful avoidant attachment, and to my dismay, admires the level of independent traits of a dismissive avoidant. Her love language is quality time, acts of service, and words of affirmation. I failed to provide her with those 3 things, but her affair partner did. The affair partner is a Spanish-speaking employee of ours. He worked closely with wayward wife for a year before it became a full emotional affair. Early in the emotional affair, I discovered that wayward wife had a deep friendship with her affair partner, a recently married employee that gave her adventure, etc. The affair partner and I are opposites, and I forced her to draw a new line that was strictly professional. I was naive. After her attempt to break up with the affair partner, I recently learned the emotional affair restarted about a month later and did progress into a physical affair over the next 5 months. She had an STI scare that led to them fighting and breaking up. She slowly withdrew from it, trying to end the emotional affair relationship, but keep it as only professional. After about 18 total months, the emotional affair was fully over in late 2021. I don't believe that she ever wanted to leave me. She just wanted the extra excitement, and it became an unwanted attraction for her. I began discovering the details in June 2022. Since then, I terminated the affair partner's employment and believe that wayward wife now has 0 contact. I want to reconcile with my wife and already have at a superficial level so that our household is calm and increasingly affectionate. We are more lovingly intimate recently than we have been in many years. However, it seems fake because of her continual denial, lying about the events. I have always relied on trust as the foundation for a healthy relationship. In business and other areas of my life, I have 0 tolerance for people that I can't trust. I understand that people make mistakes. I could have been a better husband, and recently wrote her a long apology letter to have a clean slate. Of course, she has not apologized to me because she claims innocence and remains with the position that I need to work on myself. I have the ability to forgive what happens in the past. However, I struggle with the ongoing secret and lying. I'm convinced that she knows she made a mistake and wants to be with me. However, she has too much shame and desire to protect herself to admit what happened. She likely justifies it to herself because she ended the affair and has done a bunch of deep self-therapy where she feels that she is mentally healthy now. To me, it seems she will be lying about this to me for the rest of our lives. After continually stonewalling the conversation about the affair and evidence that I've uncovered, she adamantly told me at 7 weeks D-Day that she will never talk about the past again. For the first time in my life, I literally screamed through the phone. It was devastating to hear because learning about what happened is key for my recovery. I'm having difficulty giving up the investigation and continuing to learn about the affair, which helps me understand it better, mostly to protect myself in the future. Since then, I stopped asking her questions, which makes me bitter, but I am building a superficially happy relationship with her again. Due to this building resentment, I'm beginning to have strong desires to revenge cheat. For now, I'm channeling this energy back to my relationship with wayward wife and setting up dates and weekend getaways. Logically, I know it's important for me to remain faithful, and I'm sure that I will. Is there any hope that we'll be happy for the long term without wayward wife confessing and showing remorse? Any encouragement or advice is welcome. These things are so common that it all has names. Your improvements with intimacy is called hysterical bonding. You two are basically trying to reclaim your past together. The real issue is your wife does not believe you will change the situation, so she has no need to expose herself. You are actually playing right into her plan. Here is honestly what you need to do. Stop. Redirect your focus on a life without her. Maybe you have to fake it for a while. File for divorce. Don't threaten, just do it. The process is long and can be paused, restarted, or stopped altogether if you see genuine improvement. Move as if the marriage is over. Go gray rock. If you're unfamiliar with this term, look it up. Put the ball in her court to prove that she is worthy of reconciliation leading into forgiveness. This will accelerate the process. Either your wife will quickly prove herself unworthy, or she will realize you aren't playing games and will start to make an honest effort. Now, a little about where your wife's mindset might be. I get the impression that she carried the marriage for many years and you were less than her co-pilot. Because of this, she likely carries a great deal of resentment, does not excuse her infidelities, and felt entitled. In this mindset, it's hard for her to empathize with your position. What she will respond to is how her actions will impact her. So impact her. Give her some real consequences. Keep in mind, recovery, if done properly, is a very long process and very difficult, with two partners working together heading towards the same goal. Doing so with this dynamic is merely prolonging the end. Infidelities don't go away, period. It will always be with you in this relationship or the next. Reconciliation is about the wayward partner making the betrayed partner feel safe and comfortable with the idea of moving forward with the relationship together. It requires hard work, introspection, and compromises on both sides. If not done properly, it will continue to eat at your soul. Even if the rawness wears down and the pain dulls, it will come back and bit you 5, 10, 15 years down the line. Not to mention without consequences. She is highly likely to repeat this behavior because, well, for lack of a better term, it worked. She had her fun, and as a result, you gave her attention. I know, right now you feel like there are no right answers. So bet on yourself. Bet that you can find happy with or without her. Good luck, my man. Her final confession at 14 weeks revealed more lies at today's discovery session, week 16. Getting to a confession took threats of divorce, intensive marriage counseling, and an emotional outburst where I was calling the affair partner's wife in front of her. The result, my soon-to-be ex-wife admitted to having intimacy 2 to 3 times per week with our employee, full-time handyman for 15 months, from February 2021 to May 2022. Supposedly, this was almost all in the backseat of her SUV. She didn't end it with him until after my initial D-Day of finding our notebook, which was only 1 day before I took her and our family on a $25,000 trip to Paris. She broke up with affair partner after Paris because I discovered her notebook. She said that it was winding down anyway and happy it is over. She had tried to end it since it began, but didn't have the courage. It wasn't happy or healthy for her, but she was strangely stuck in needing his emotional approval. It was obvious from the notebook that her affair was tumultuous for 2 years. Initially, she had a 2-year emotional affair beginning February 2019, before the 15-month affair began. I don't understand her relationship with affair partner at all. She claims limerence and was clear that contemplated breaking up with him for most of the 15 months. It was a constant drama. However, I was totally oblivious. She was having intimacy with me as well. We led a normal married life of intimacy 1 to 3 times per week, dates and vacations, etc. She had lived 2 lives. I think about it like she chose a second husband, but just never told me. She claims no other affairs. She wants to reconcile, of course. Upon confession, I immediately called and met with the affair partner's wife, based on the advice received here on Reddit. The affair partner's wife is devastated, but so happy to know she is planning to divorce and fight his immigration process. I am supporting her financially, including for her to have counseling. Soon-to-be ex-wife is an excellent liar that had passed a polygraph. I'd warn anyone that is thinking about using a polygraph as a truth tool that it can easily backfire if she is a good liar. She had used that against me during the 14 weeks of her denial. Now that I know, and the lack of true remorse during the 16 weeks, I'm ready to divorce. She is extremely sorry now and wants us to stay together. We're signed up for an affair recovery course. I'll use this to try to heal and forgive, as we have 2 incredible children to raise together. She really isn't capable of loving the way that I loved her. Had some childhood trauma, and maybe some type of disorder. Tonight, I got a beach condo to separate for the first time in our 20+ years. During the daytime, we are raising our kids and acting normal. It will take time to separate our lives and get a divorce because we're financially complicated. I really don't know how to be alone yet. I'm truly broken without having my best friend any longer. Upon learning the truth today through a 3-hour marriage counseling session, it is really strange how good I feel considering this mess. I'm looking forward to the next chapter of my life. I couldn't have this positive feeling if I was considering to reconciliation. Our kids have started counseling as well. The affair partner spent significant time at our house and knows our children well, gave them many gifts, etc. We're all no contact, and I'm trying to remove triggers from his presence in our lives. Thank you to this community for your support. I appreciate any advice or encouragement. This is insane. 2 years emotional followed by a 15-month physical affair, and you stumbled on it. How can any person justify this? Your wife has serious work to do on herself. 14 to 16 weeks of further lying, and even beating a polygraph. Buddy, either you had a pathetic examiner, or your wife is a pathological liar, capable of total control of her emotions. There's no way you get caught up in a 15-month physical affair she did not want to be in. She chose this over you every time. Her affair partner has immigration problems. She could have threatened him with that. No bro, she loves him, but is used to Paris and a rich lifestyle. She will get back with him or find someone else. Her remorse is more to playing to the crowd to keep the purse open. You're her ATM. She cold. Her affair partner facing all the consequences. Being evicted. Now she playing for your side again. No, my friend, you're just a lifestyle. You married a very cold, calculated user. For your kids' sake, do DNA tests. If they have other fathers, both them and their dads have a right to know. They also need it for medical purposes later in life. Then you working. Yes, you pushed it, but she could have valued you and spoken up. She had the affair. She had a family. It was like she said, leave it. Let's see what happens. Your wife has no emotion or feeling. She is cold as a serial cheater. No emotion. You will do your children a favor keeping her away as much as possible. The only true way to keep his sanity to never believe her now or ever. No chance he has the full story. If she says the sky is blue, then he better go outside and check. He must protect himself and all that he care about, especially his kids. He should use leverage and her affair fraud to get him the best deal he can. And be sure that people know about this handyman. He is doing other marriages a favor by making sure other husbands know about him.